Fathergamer podcast.
Hey guys, and welcome to a very special episode of the Fathergamer podcast. And by special, I mean, oh my god, we haven't made an episode since E3 of last year. So
yeah,
it's damn special that we have one out. And things, things have been difficult. Things have been changing. Mike's getting body hair. It's been hard to explain to him, and that's okay. It's okay. We all change, Mike. We all change.
it's true.
It's true.
Change for the better.
Changes for the better sometimes.
Sometimes.
Unless you get a tail. Yeah, you get a tail and it's just weird.
Then you become the lizard.
The lizard.
Funny enough, I'm okay with this.
Okay, you lose an arm. Yeah. Oh, really? Okay. Now we know that Mike's okay with a tail. I have to unpack that, but we'll move on. We'll pin that on the virtual board, the cork board. We'll just pin it right there. And so I'm with Mike. Can you say hi?
Hi.
Who wants a tail? And I'm with Kyle.
Hello. It's very underwhelming.
It is very underwhelming. Also, I almost had a really terrible joke that went with the tail thing, and I decided against it at the last minute because I thought it was in poor taste. It's been a while.
No.
It's been just a hot second. Yeah.
What
wow,
the fuck?
Mike. Okay, first you say you want a tail, and now you're just burping in while we're recording.
No, I said what?
I know, but you said it in a burp. That's
It's my shtick.
it's not a good shtick. And anyway,
Damn it, Mike.
So Mike having intestinal issues. So let's start off with why it's been so long. I guess I should cover that. Well, Mike's been through surgery. He's got a tail. No, I had to take a little hiatus.
He died and came back to life.
I did die.
Pretty much.
Well, half the man I used to be.
Yes, you are half the man you used to be.
So now I have to pay for the royalties. Thank you very much.
Less than 30 seconds.
Oh, cool. Yeah, so we need an alarm, just a little clock that just goes like
Bing!
29 seconds. So I had gastric sleeve surgery, and some of you guys that follow me on the social medias stuff saw some of that. So I had the surgery, thought that I was going to be able to get back on that horse, and it was a little harder than I thought it would be.
Mouse.
Yeah, it was. It just squished it. It just absolutely squished it.
Squish the mouse, yeah.
So I did go to E3. Probably a bit too early in the process, but I did go and had a lot of fun. We did a great show. That was a great show that we ended up doing. It was our first Skype, multi-Skype, everybody.
Nice.
And I was using my phone to do it while I was watching two people have sex, pretty much, there in LA. I was stuck in a doorway. Have you heard this story?
I forgot about that.
Have you heard this story?
I've heard of a couple different stories.
Okay, well, I'm not going to get too much into it.
I
Mike,
completely forgot about that.
Mike, don't get too detailed. So,
Yeah,
The one you get stuck outside?
I got stuck outside. The person
then
I was
do
staying
know
at
that.
E3 with.
I know that one.
Yeah, so I get stuck out in this little hallway.
I need to just go.
And it was
Not go to E3.
I just stay out at my friend's house and wait. So I got stuck. I was sitting outside his apartment, had this little hallway, and I could see into across the street. So yeah, this couple started becoming intimate, and
And then they locked eyes. on you.
well, no, they figured out that they could see me, and that was like, well, maybe they're gonna close the blinds. No, they opened the blinds, and so I'm kind of stuck. It's like when people say tunnel vision,
Right.
I had an actual physical tunnel vision because I was pretty much stuck there. I was like, either close my eyes or just say, okay. So
back, you foul demons!
And while I'm doing the podcast, that episode, they're doing that. So I'm trying my damnedest to like
pay attention.
It's like, wow.
I'm sorry, guys. There's something much better going on right now. While y'all are at E3,
So
it's about to be a 3-me.
So I know So I was like, there's no way. There's no way I can top that experience, at least for a while.
Player 3 could have ended the game.
It was actually a Sony and Microsoft conference going on right up there, but
that's impossible.
It's impossible. Yeah, it would be more likely Nintendo. And maybe that was where Nintendo and Microsoft hit it off. Maybe that's what I saw when they decided they're going to put Xbox Live on Switch. That was the meeting right there.
That was their meeting.
Yeah. So anyway, to move on from amorous events and weight loss, I've lost about 150 pounds, and it's been 11 months. Yeah, 11 months in total since the surgery. So I'm doing really good. I'm feeling better. It's getting stronger, and it's time. It's time to get Fathergamer back out there again.
Again.
That sounds nasty.
Again. Hey, I'm married, so it's not that far out there.
Calm down.
Hey-o!
Yeah. Put your tail back in your pants and hush
up. Oh my gosh.
So anyway, so enough about that for right now. If you want to find out about any of that stuff,
back up in 5 minutes.
I know it. We'll have more stuff on my social media stuff, and probably on YouTube at some point. I plan on doing a couple of videos talking about it. So on our YouTube. So what's that YouTube?
Back up and running
on the tube.
Just look up Fathergamer Podcast on YouTube.
Yep. So
because the link is just a whole bunch of gibberish otherwise.
So anyway, it's been a rough time, but it's been a fun time. There's been a lot of games that we've been playing, and before we get into that, we've got to do a little business. First, I want you guys to check out Cinelinx. They've got some great stuff up right now, and I really, really want you to go and check out something that Jordan, the editor-in-chief over at Cinelinx, is doing. The Real Outreach program.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a great program. They take underprivileged kids and get them into movies, like as a big group, but they get really awesome prizes and gifts and stuff like that, like stuff from big toy lines and whatnot. So they just got a group in and saw Captain Marvel, which we will talk about in a little bit. And they bring all these families in, and they got them all these toys from Mattel or Hasbro, whoever it is that makes the toys for them now.
I think it was Hasbro.
Yeah, I think it is now. I don't know. They're probably all owned by Disney in the next week anyway. So
sure
it's an understatement.
But it's a great program, great organization, and please go check it out. We'll put a link in the show notes to the Real Outreach program. Also, another thing, there is a great little fan group over on Facebook. It's Gamer Tagged. My buddy Ross runs it, and we'll put a link in the show notes. Yeah.
Ross is cool.
Ross is really cool. I love the little group that he has, and it's a great group to get into and actually discuss games and talk about stuff without getting, I don't know. There's not a lot of aggression in that group. Pretty much.
Not that I can tell.
Yeah. So we'll put a link there. I'm there all the time lately, and we're actually doing some recording with Ross. We've done some already. We'll do some more in the future, and same thing with Jordan over at Cinelinx. So, guys, check those out. And if you, that's right, you out there listening, have a show, any kind of YouTube, web show, anything at all, send us a link, our shout out to us over on Twitter at Fathergamer or at Fathergamer Podcast.
At
Fathergamer Podcast. At Fathergamer Pod. And let us know, and we'll put you out there. We'll maybe get you on the show, too, and talk about stuff, because that's the last thing I want to talk about before we get into what's in our system, is things are kind of changing here, and we're going to go a lot more into having people on as well, and doing a lot of segments, because segments seem to be an easier way to kind of get the show out and do a lot more shows in the season. And also, it's really fun to help other people out.
Yeah.
Because even with the almost year delay or 8-9 months delay, whatever we've had in shows, we still have a decent outreach. And so
we actually got picked up by like several things already. Like
so
other groups.
So
as far as the internets.
We'd like to help you guys out, and I mean, it helps us out in the long run too. So, and we make good friends this way too.
Yeah.
So, just check us, send us a message, and we will definitely get going. So, I can already tell Kyle's bored.
No, I'm just biding my time.
Yes, but until you unleash, like something with a tail. Yes,
Don't put
like a
me in
mic.
that. Don't put me in that.
So okay,
Don't.
let's go ahead.
That's a mic category that needs to be classified and put away.
Let's go ahead.
Not like the fucking Covenant from Indiana Jones.
Melt your face, kind of thing. Yeah, it would.
Box that shit up.
Put it off in the middle of nowhere. Like, what the hell was that? Are you a Transformer now?
No,
Mike?
it was the freaking.
What was it?
The screw.
Yeah, like the.
Yeah, I know.
You can't tell right now,
No,
but Mike
it's
was
your-
milking an imaginary cow to
I
describe
can't
it.
think of the damn words to the thing.
A drill?
It's a power drill, or,
Yeah, it's
or a
power-
power screw.
Yeah, power screw.
Oh, mine's in the gutter.
That's Transformer sex now. So anyway, moving on. So,
Oh boy!
well, yeah.
Gosh damn. Go.
So, let's go into what's in your system.
What's in your system?
Okay, so I can tell you what's been in our system quite a bit lately, besides disgust and disdain for Mike right now.
Apex
Is Apex Legends. Which, by the way, okay, it has become a certified hit. Like, it is a lot of the people that did not like Fortnite or any of those kind of games, well, you guys,
yeah.
like Apex.
Yes.
Flock to Apex.
Yeah.
It's got its flaws, but it's a good game.
Better.
It's
For me.
well, yeah, if you really think about it, it feels a lot more like a lot of our first-person shooter kind of experiences.
Yeah.
We all just die at the same time, and we just go back in and we redeploy, kind of thing.
It's a different style of it, yeah.
And one of the things, though, I've noticed, which is great before we actually get in the meat and potatoes of Apex, is well, it is meat and potatoes. Thank you very much. One of the things that and we are still in the infancy of this game.
Yes.
So
It is brand new.
it would still be like Fortnite and be in beta for 2 years and kind of thing if it could, but it was automatically felt polished. That was one of the first things that I noticed.
For the most part.
For the most part, it felt incredibly polished. Second, the ping system, the pinging method. This is such a great method for people that cannot speak, that have a hard time or have special controllers.
It makes sense, yeah.
And that it's a way to communicate that it's really good. Also, it is fantastic when you're trying to like eat something, and like I was eating some donuts the other day, which by the way I shouldn't be doing, and realized it was probably like good to do that on mic with random people.
That's funny.
Yeah, I was like, oh, bing, bing, just bing everything. So it was great.
Eat the whole mic.
Yeah, I'd eat the whole thing. But so
It's funny.
Kyle, what are your thoughts on Apex?
It's fun. I enjoy it. It's definitely a lot better than playing Fortnite. I mean, I know Fortnite is a popular game and whatnot. I just can't do it. It's just not my type
There's
of
way too
game.
much going on.
One of the things, for Mike, you have a difficulty with things on map. Like,
Yes.
that's always been one of your issues with gaming, and
that and knowing what buttons to press to do all sorts of
I think the
like
building is
building
silly.
stuff.
well, I think the
Give me a handgun and I will shoot the crap out of people, but building crap in that game, in Fortnite, nuh-uh, count me out.
I think a part of it too, though, I've noticed games with you specifically, if you give a direction, like Overwatch is point A to point B.
Yeah.
And so you learn that point A to point B, and that's how you master it, because that's all you have to think about is tunnel vision. Not in LA you have tunnel vision, but you get tunnel vision when you're playing. And Kyle is very competitive, like a couple of other people in our group, like Nina and whatnot, are all very competitive.
Yes. Yeah.
And so those kind of games where you die, you don't win all the time, are really hard. But for some reason, Apex,
it's a good.
You
way
still
of
do
doing
it.
Yeah.
You still do it. You're still dying, but you don't. You feel like, I don't know. I always feel like in Apex, I'm building more.
Yeah.
And this is without even having the season pass out yet at the time of us recording.
Yeah. You learn new strategies very quickly with that game.
Oh yeah.
I also enjoyed the guns way more.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the guns are that's the thing.
But they are Titanfall guns.
I was gonna say it's Titanfall.
They are Titanfall guns, which, by the way,
we're gonna get back into.
We're all been playing. Well, I've been playing. Kyle's come over and played, and I think everyone's gonna get it again. I
so much fun.
About a week after Apex came out, I started playing Titanfall 2 again, and remembered how much I love Titanfall 2, and realized there is a bunch of people doing the same thing. Yeah. So I think EA, this is for you guys. Just go out there, send GameStop and all those other companies that still have copies of Titanfall 2, send them stickers just to put on the packaging that say Apex Legends Titanfall 2. Just put it right above it. And maybe you'll sell a few more, or bundle it with.
Yeah, I was gonna say at least bundle the package.
Yeah,
if it ever goes to a physical copy of Apex,
they'll probably, if they do a physical copy, it won't be physical. It'll be a damn code,
like
digital
download code. Yeah, Fortnite.
Yeah, Fortnite. Yeah. You can get the case, but
what's the fucking point?
Well, some people like to have cases. I mean, I've even done that where I like to have a case on the shelf. But yeah, it's kind of like annoying as hell when you kind of just go, well, I have a case on a shelf.
Yeah.
It's kind of stupid in a way.
Only cases I
don't know, though. You know what, though? Since it's a free-to-play game, and there doesn't seem to be any lack of people playing Apex right now, I'm not entirely sure they would do a physical. I mean, the only thing you would be able to sell was the packs, or the season pass. Mm-hmm. So I guess if you sold the season pass with some packs or something, I don't know.
Either that or just do what they
it was like
kind of did, and
it like 40 million people played it like the first week or some shit like that.
Yeah, it's where they just bundle it with costumes and whatnot.
But Apex has definitely been a great experience too, though, in learning how much you can tolerate from other people, because it has that 3-man. I like the fact that it's 3 people, because everyone's kind of slightly off. Mm-hmm. Because for some reason, I feel like 4 would be way too OP with some people.
Yeah,
and 3 because they complement each other. Like all the characters, the characters seem to complement each other's in teams of 3. If you really look at their powers, and the characters themselves. That's one thing I really like to talk about too. Is having played each character, almost won a match with every character now, and really started to utilize all of their powers, and realizing how amazing they can be in each one of them, with the exception of I'm still not really that great with what's the dude with the shield?
Goliath, I think, or something. Is that right?
Gibraltar. Gibraltar.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, Gibraltar, other than his shield, which, by the way, is great when you have the ring coming in.
I'm pretty good with Gibraltar, but
you can
I've
drop
also
the
gone
shield.
to Wraith more.
Yeah, well, okay, so let's go through the characters right quick, if y'all want to. You cool with that?
I am.
Okay, let's start off. We just mentioned Wraith. Wraith makes portals and is evil as hell. If you know, they're all evil as hell if you know how to use them correctly. Some more than others. Wraith makes a little portal, and your team can escape through it to another area, or like we did one time, which was really great. I wasn't with you two, but I was with another group. We took her portal to the edge of like a water line, like where it goes over to where you just fall over to water and your character would die if you went in water. We put a portal over there and watched a bunch of groups go through it, and they shot themselves in the water, and that was great. That was just great to watch. And there's a lot of little evil tricks, like there's another character, Caustic, who does acid bomb things, where if you use Wraith, this is the complimenting thing, use her teleport into a room full of Caustics things, and then actually we did that, and the Bangalore that was with us, which is another character that throws Bangalore, sorry. Bang. I always call her Bang. She has a
smoke grenade
and artillery strike. Can't speak for a moment.
Yeah,
Gibraltar does too.
Gibraltar, yeah.
But they both do. One's offensive, one's defensive.
Really, and as soon as they came out of the room with the caustic stuff, he dropped smoke and then dropped the thing down, and I just saw them all drop dead. Like, they were gone. It screwed them up. So that's the cool thing, is like, if you really talk to your team and realize there's Pathfinder, who's a robot who looks...
my favorite.
We all agree he's pretty much Chappy.
He's Chappy,
yeah.
Love Pathfinder.
Pathfinder's really great.
Mirage is good.
Pathfinder has a grappling hook that he can use to get up on top of stuff, and that recharges pretty quick.
It's pretty quick, yeah.
And then he has a big grappling hook that's his main power. And each of these characters have like a main power-up type of alt type of thing.
And one thing that some people don't know about Pathfinder, you can actually hook enemies.
Yeah,
and pull them into you.
You can scorpion.
Yeah, you can get over here. I did. I was telling Kyle how when you drop down, like other games in this genre, when you drop down, you're weaponless and you have to run around and try to grab ammo and weapons as quickly as possible. And a lot of times you'll drop in the same area with other people from other. So when you land, this Caustic was going for a pillbox or supply crate, and both of us didn't have weapons, and he almost had his hand on a Mozambique, which is like a tiny sawed-off shotgun, and he went to grab for it, and I grabbed him from behind with the grappling hook and pulled him towards me, went past him, and grabbed the Mozambique and shot him in the face. And I was like, I didn't know you could grab people at the time, and I was like, okay, that was cool. And that's the cool thing about this game, is you find different things and different ways to mix up stuff, and I think as it progresses and they add more game modes and all that kind of stuff, I could see it just becoming just this great thing that we all go to, and every season go back to it for a while. I don't know. Moving over just for a second, I did go into the new season of Fortnite. I'm the only one who plays it pretty much in the group.
Yeah. And
there's some crazy stuff going on in Fortnite. Like, I still enjoy it. They added hoverboards and all this other weird stuff, and I hear there's possibly submersible vehicles and all this other weird stuff coming. Yeah, like it's gonna be like a cartoon version of Battlefield before it's over with.
Right.
It's Fortnite. It is what it is, and I'll probably get more into that in the next episode and talk a little bit about some of the changes.
How shit it is.
I enjoy it for what it is.
I'm just giving you shit.
But I have to say though, each season, one of the things that keeps me going, and I'm really curious when the season pass hits on Apex. One of the things that keeps me going is the tiers of leveling up. You get different weapons and skins and different all that kind of stuff. I'm really curious to see what Apex is going to bring to the table. Like, what is going to be their big thing to keep me going for the season. Right now, I can tell you this, though. Fortnite, this season, the stuff that's on the unlockables, I'm not that impressed with. Like, it doesn't seem to be as... Like, last season, the holiday season one, I really enjoyed. I mean, I got my biker Santa, and I was cool. They have the one you start off with is like this ninja-looking thing, and that's pretty cool, but I don't really feel like I have the need to, like, go and unlock everything in this group.
Right.
So, I'm curious to see, going forward, especially now that they have actual competition. with Apex, and you've actually seen, if you go watch stuff like Mixer and Twitch and all that, you actually see you've seen a drop off for Nightfall, and you're starting to Fortnite. Wow, my dyslexic got in really hardcore then.
Nightfall, it's like fucking Destiny.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, I don't know. So anyway,
Speaking of drop offs,
none of us play Destiny anymore, and we used to play it all the time. So
it depends on what to do.
Well,
I still haven't finished.
Well, the thing is, like, okay,
just their stuff that's come out
with us. We all play stuff individually. Like, we'll get into something Kyle's been playing recently, or he played a little bit of recently, and I'll get into mine. But like, we all kind of do, and you do this with groups. You find certain games, and Apex was one that just really fit us as a group. We always go back to Overwatch.
Yeah.
Usually, y'all bring me kicking. Usually, you guys bring me kicking and screaming because I want to go back to playing Apex. But and then, of course, we always go to Battlefield.
Well, yeah,
Battlefield's our go-to kind of thing, and I think now we're all going to go to Titanfall, the 4-player co-op that they've added, the Horde mode.
The Horde mode, yeah.
Which you can go get Titanfall here in the US for like $10 right now, like physical, right? Wasn't it?
Yeah.
You saw, yeah. So I mean, it's and then online on the PlayStation Store and on Xbox and on PC and whatnot, that game goes down to like $5-6 all the time. So it goes down to nothing. So I would honestly do yourself a favor anyway. Go and play the campaign. It's one of the greatest campaigns that we've had this generation. I mean, personally, I feel so. You played it, Kyle, didn't you?
Yeah.
It was a great campaign.
It's a good one. Yeah.
So let's move on. Apex is great. We'll talk about it more, especially when next week we're hearing the season pass might be out. So on the next episode, we'll definitely get more into the battle pass, season pass, whatever the heck it's going to be called. So Kyle, you played a little bit Far Cry.
Yes.
Far Cry. What's it called?
New Dawn.
New Dawn. Yeah.
Yeah.
So okay, you beat Far Cry the 5.
Yes. I platinumed the shit out of that.
Yeah, and we posted lots of videos or some videos of us playing that. New Dawn. Better, worse, same, more of?
It's about the same as 5. I enjoy playing it. It's fun. It all feels similar. The one things I do like is they've added kind of like an RPG-esque aspect to it in some ways. You get to see health of enemies. The tiers of weapons and whatnot, you have to upgrade your base to get them, the golds and whatnot. It's fun.
So are you playing the enemies are the twins, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. The twins they showed at the trailer.
Mickey
So,
and Leo.
and it's running for like it's
40.
a discount of so
It started at 40. It's basically a glorified DLC.
yeah.
But at least they didn't charge 60. Mm-hmm. Looking at you, Borderlands pre-sequel.
Yeah.
That's a glorified DLC. So at least if we're talking about DLC prices, 40 at least.
Well, the standalone
is usually what a gigantic DLC pack
the
costs.
standalone kind of things anywhere from 20 to 40.
It's huge in general. Like, I don't know if the landscaping is as big as 5, and there's not as many outposts technically as 5.
Is it the same? Is it the same Fallout? I mean, Far Cry like outpost kind of thing. Like you keep going around.
Yes, you can, but they also add the new thing is you can scrap them or scavenge them, and then the enemies retake the outpost, but you get better shit for taking it again.
Oh, okay.
And you can do it up to 3 times.
I'm assuming they get more difficult each time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
that could be kind of fun.
You can do this tier 2 with tier 2 stuff. Especially has, if not one of the best support characters, love her to death. She's a sniper, my personal favorite. Her name is Nana. She's 80 years old. And she's the sniper in that game, and it's fucking hysterical.
That's one of the things I do like about the Far Cry series. Sometimes it'll be that is one of the things that'll go incredibly serious, and then all of a sudden it's like Nana kind of stuff.
Yeah, she's great. They do have returning characters from 5.
So, and this is set like what
20 years after.
20 years after. Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, because their spoiler. Because there was multiple endings though, wasn't there? In the original.
Yeah, but they all. But the true ending clearly leads up to New Dawn is the nuke drops.
Yeah. So basically, it becomes Fallout, Far Cry. At that point, with Mad Max thrown in.
Very colorful, though. It does not go like Mad Max.
No, everything mutates.
No, there's not even. The only thing, there's mutated like bears and stuff, but they're kind of mossy with the orange center. Like, and same thing.
Yummy.
Same thing with boars, cougars, and.
You know what?
What kind of cougars, Kyle?
What the hell, Mike?
Mike, you're getting ready to get back into the crate.
We're going to have to really report you to our HR at some point.
So, Danny, whatever his fucking name is.
Donnie, yeah.
That's what it is. He'll get on to you. You're grounded.
Damn it, Donnie.
So, it's fun. It doesn't have any multiplayer outside of, the co-op stuff. Not like 5 where it actually had a multiplayer that was a part of the...
You could build maps and all that kind of stuff. It doesn't have... I'm assuming... Well, they probably still have people playing that, so unless they could, have them connected to the same thing, they don't want to scalp that yet.
Yeah. So, I enjoyed it. I mean, I haven't beaten it yet. I personally think one of the characters in the game is actually the character that you played as in 5. But I haven't gotten that far if they've confirmed or if there's a thing that tells me.
I think I read somewhere that the character did pop back up.
So, it's worth the play, especially if you liked 5. Because I think 5 was a good one. Primal was fun too. I enjoyed that one. 4 was the okay one. But, of course, when it has to follow 3, that's a tough one.
So, let's go ahead and we'll move into another a Battle Royale game, which we've talked about 2 already today. But this one is definitely the weirdest one of the group that I've been playing a lot of.
I think I know what it is.
When you think Battle Royale, okay, you don't think... I know
what it is.
You don't think, okay, let's take a puzzle game and make a Battle Royale game out of this. But you know what they did? Nintendo did? Tetris 99.
Oh, that's right.
I was kind of wondering if you're going to be like, oh yeah.
Oh yeah. So,
I fucking suck at Tetris, so this is all you.
Really? You suck at Tetris?
I'm fucking awful.
Oh, well, I can see, yeah. But, okay. So, Tetris 99 takes the Battle Royale formula. You get this big arena almost thing of where you see 98 other people, little tiny screens, on the same screen as yours, and you have to basically, you start looking around, and you have to, make lines disappear like you normally do in Tetris, but you're having to, try to go, I'm going to send, you build up, this little energy gauge, you have to send stuff over and try to, mess with the other people while they're trying to mess with you at the same time, which took me forever to realize, but that was what was going on, because I was so fixated on just doing my actual screen, and then I realized, and I've won a couple matches, just 2. It's all I've been able to do, and I've gotten really close to the last 3 or 4 several times, and I've probably played 100 plus matches, because we unfortunately have had to be up at the hospital quite a bit lately, so that's been the Switch has been my go-to system.
So you say that you suck.
No, dude, you would... Come on.
I wouldn't even get past, I'd probably get, 97th place.
Well, I need to play more with you then. But it's crazy, though, that, I remember reading online, somebody was like, okay, PUBG was like, hey, I'm here, and then it was like, oh, guess what, PUBG? Screw you, I'm Fortnite. And then somebody else, then it was like, Apex was like, hey, screw all of you. And then Nintendo was like, hold my beer. It's like, it just came out of left field. It was one of those two. They announced it and it came out that day. It was the Nintendo Direct.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, I'll download this. And part of me wishes
like,
you could just play
it's
regular
available
Tetris.
now.
Like, I kind of just want to play regular Tetris sometimes, but it's surprising how much I've played of it. And it has a little leveling up system and all that. But as long as you have the Nintendo, the year, whatever thing they call it, I forgot what they call their Xbox Live PSN thing, but Nintendo Play Online. Nintendo Online. There we go. That was so hard to remember. It was so bland, I forgot it.
Nintendo Play.
But this is one of their free things. They're like, hey, if you have that,
If you have it, you get that.
you get that for free, and that's kind of cool. Like, you know, and now that we're hearing that the possibility, the great giant possibility that Xbox Live is going to be on the Switch, and possibly
Xbox Pass, actually.
Xbox Live, and
Both.
yeah,
Interesting.
Like the system that I've been playing so much, it's kind of nice to see that there's going to be, because that's one thing the Switch is lacking so much of is online. It really. So the other thing I've been playing, and then we're going to go back to Kyle. The other thing I've been playing is Tales of Vesperia, Definitive Edition, which, you know, guys know me and look at my socials. I'm kind of a big JRPG guy, and yeah, I know. Well, you know what? It's sort of like going to a buffet, though. Like sometimes,
Is it?
well, okay. You know, a good buffet for a good price. You rarely find those, but when you do,
smorgasbord
but it's nice because you get a game that lasts a very long time. Like, you get what you pay for. Sometimes worse than others, of course. And sometimes they're just boring, and sometimes, you know, you'll find bad ones, of course. There's lots of bad JRPGs. But the good ones are great because you feel like you get this long story, great gameplay, and it just something you can play for a very long time. And on the Switch, which to me is almost, for this generation, is like a fantastic JRPG player, or RPG in general, because you can take that thing on the go with you. You can play it in the living room.
Pause it and take it elsewhere.
You can have other stuff going on when you're, because every RPG has some point where you've got to go and kill a bunch of random critters of some kind just for no damn reason, just so that you can feel stronger, which is analogy for life. And so one of my favorite series is the Tales series, and I've been playing them pretty much since you could play them here in North America,
which has been a very long time.
well, the first ones were all the way back to the Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
So, but those were kind of hard to get. And then the PlayStation 1 ones were like almost impossible unless you just, yeah. But I played all of them in certain ways. And then I'm pretty much everyone that's come out over here since then, though, I've played at some point. And Tales of Symphonia is pretty much everyone's go-to Tales game, but Tales of Vesperia is probably most people's number 2. And so if you go back to watch E3 last year, watch the Microsoft press conference when they announced Tales of Vesperia, I swear to you, listen to the audio. I'm the one guy in the audience that actually went, yeah! Like, I was ecstatic. And it was a big decision for me. Do I get it on PlayStation? Do I get it on Xbox even? Do I get it on Switch? Mike, call on HR. Xbox. I said Xbox.
You said Assbox.
I said Xbox. Anyway.
Well, you said Assbox.
You did say Assbox. But anyway, I like Xbox. Mike apparently likes Assbox. So I don't really know what's wrong with him. Anyway.
Rock the cash box.
Rock the cash box. Anyway, so it was a big decision for me. And then I finally said, screw it. I'm going to get it on the Switch because of the reasons I stated earlier. And I realized, wow, I went every RPG or JRPG at least, because a lot of them aren't big, huge graphic powerhouses anyway, with the exception of like Dragon Quest or something like that. And even that's coming to the Switch. But this version of the game, I'm not going to get too much into it because it's pretty much the game that I played, but it has all the stuff because it originally was only on the Xbox 360, and then it had come over in Japan. They actually released a PS3 version, which never came over here, which had a bunch of DLC, a bunch of all that stuff. All of it, plus a couple extra playable characters, are on this version of the game. And it's a great package deal, and I've really, really enjoyed it. I've already played 60-something hours. I'm close to the end of it. And if you like Telltale games, JRPGs, I'd recommend picking it up. It's really good. So, one more game. Kyle, you played the newest. You played the newest Metro.
I was like, "Whoa! I got it early."
Yes, you got it
Holy
early.
shit!
Yeah, Prime 4 already. Straight.
Oh my gosh! Fuck everyone else.
Yeah, it's great. And
Review copy, man.
it's a completely review copy. Early, so early that they haven't even made it yet.
Man, the pixels look great.
Yeah, well, still crazy that before we get into the Exodus stuff, it's so crazy that Nintendo came out and said, okay, this Metro game that we're working on, it was crap. Like, it wasn't doing well. We scrapped it, and we gave it back to Retro in Austin to go ahead and start working on another Metro game, which is great, because depending on who's all still there, who made the first ones, but it was kind of cool to see Nintendo come out and just say that. Like, you don't really see that. I mean, I can count on like one hand the times I've seen companies do it. You don't see EA come out and go, okay, look,
Our bad.
Like, you'll see kind of variations of our bad.
Don't give them.
No, I'm not.
Don't.
I'm not.
Okay, then let's move on.
Okay. Yeah, Metro Exodus.
Lost.
I lost my train derailed just there. I played it at E3. It's been one of the games that I was most excited for, but most worried about, as far as things I played at E3. Because the version I played, and granted, I always know this, it's a vertical slice, but it's also a very early copy. Usually it's alpha, when it's that far along, so it's not even, I know I've played some games that have been just terrible, and then I go play them when they actually come out, and they're great. So it's hard for me to like...
Or just terrible.
No, well, I mean, there's some games that were just terrible to begin with. I mean...
No, man.
Or... we won't get into that. Or there's games like...
What was that? No,
there's games like Crackdown...
That's not my voice, it's you, Mike.
There's games like Crackdown 3, which I knew... From everything I've gotten to play for it before, I knew it was not going to necessarily be terrible, but I knew it was going to be kind of boring.
It's going to be bland.
Yeah, and unfortunately, that seems to be the case from everything I've seen and heard and talked to people.
Is that one of the newer ones coming out too?
They already
It's
came
already
out.
out.
It's an Xbox exclusive,
Yeah.
and you can get it on Game Pass, which to me
Why would you buy it?
yeah, honestly, most of the games that they've brought straight to Game Pass, which has been almost all the first party stuff, I would have probably... It's great you have a Game Pass. But Metro, would it be better for me to wait for it to go on Game Pass, or should I actually pick it up?
Metro, I like so far. I still haven't beaten it.
Okay.
I've liked... It is pretty. The world is pretty. They have some things to fix.
Okay, so it is still really buggy.
Buggy, yes.
Yeah. Is it Fallout
No.
Skyrim buggy, or is it...
Okay. Some of them, yes.
Okay. That was some of my issues with when I played it.
Because, let me explain on one of them. Super funny. Just came across it. Actually, I have two. That's fucking hysterical. I was doing a stealth mission, kinda, and I was walking up this crane, and his wife was sitting there, except her head was twisted, and her trachea was sticking up, and it was like her head was doing like this it's really hard to describe.
Like a weird exorcist.
Yeah, and just, I was like... I think she's dead. I had a friend there too. Lachlan was there, and he was like, "Yeah, I think she's dead too." Or she's got a really big Adam's apple. And that's a whole nother ballgame.
Well, I mean, it is radiation. And all that.
So,
yeah.
that was one. Another one, it was at nighttime, and I was walking the wasteland, and I came across a resting demon, which is a giant mutated bat.
Mm-hmm.
And I decided, fuck those things, so I grabbed a Molotov cocktail, threw it, nailed the bitch, it unlatches, and tries to fly away. And at that moment, it was like May came out of nowhere, bitch slapped it and froze it, and it was still on fire. It had paused mid-flight, didn't do anything, still caught on fire, and I was like, huh.
Let me light your way. Yes.
I think it's dead.
Yeah.
And after the flames went away, it was still there for 20 minutes. Yeah. And I was like, awesome.
So when I played it, now I can talk about it since the game's out. When I played it at E3, and I've talked to you guys about this, did you get to a part where you're on a boat?
Yeah, that's in the beginning.
Okay, so you're on a rowboat, right? The controls are really rough. I don't know.
From what you said at the time when you were explaining with the rowboat, it has gotten better because I think it's just a one-button thing.
Okay, yeah, it wasn't before. Yeah. It was like... Yeah.
I guess that's something that you were not the only one.
Oh, no, I that was one of the... They asked me, and I was like, well, if you got a minute, kind of things. So, I mean, that's great they took
Change
notes.
it to one button.
Well, and then I had several crashes in that scene, and which is come to be expected, but it was one of the highlights.
Was it alpha or beta at that
It is alpha, but...
Yeah.
This is the thing is, once you've been doing this long enough, once you've played enough alphas, and you know, like, they give you the timetable, and you know, when you see a game in alpha at E3 or at any of these things, you know that version is like 2 or 3 generations behind where they're at now. Mm-hmm. Because they've got to prep that kind of thing specifically. There's a team that preps that.
Yeah.
And so you know that it's, some of that stuff is probably... hopefully already fixed,
right?
But you play enough of these, and you've got enough of these things, you kind of know. I don't know. Mm-hmm. Like you're kind of like, I'm pretty sure this is just a flawed game, or this is a thing. Right. But there are things though that I see that I know are going to get fixed, and Kyle's laughing, so he probably remembers something.
Yeah, I do. Okay, so I was on this desert level, right? And I get off the train. And I notice, there's a storm coming in. It's a whole part of it. And then I look up, and it's like somebody had a fucking green screen. While the whole sky is dark, this one patch is just sunny. I was like, I don't think that's right. And someone's put a poster there. Because hot damn, I don't think that's right. Look at
God's putting posters up just for
it looked like a
let me say about the Metro series to me. The first 2 I absolutely love.
Oh, I love the first 2.
Like they're some of my favorite games. I've replayed them several times. And so that's one of the reasons why it was such a huge... It kind of like stuck in the back of my head the entire time during E3 was like, please don't let this be as buggy as I think it's going to be, because I love those other 2 games. And I know they moved from... this is of the 3 games, this is the first purely next-gen... Well, we're almost out of this gen, but...
Right.
This generation version of the gaming. So I know that's a big leap for a team, and there's not a very big team.
Right.
So...
Well, yeah, I mean...
It's a shame to hear there's bugs, but, bugs can be fixed.
That's the thing that I've enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I have. Like, so far, everything's flowed well. The only, outside the bugs, the only other thing that kind of bugs me is everyone tries to talk over each other on the train, and it's like, all right, calm the fuck down, Marcy.
One at a time.
For real.
Well,
hot damn.
I mean, we've given Game of the Year to stuff like Skyrim, and that thing...
It's bugs galore.
It still has some bugs.
Yeah,
like
some of them are meant to be in there.
As long as it's a great story and great gameplay, as gamers, we can look past some bugs. Sometimes it's just funny and it just makes the
they
game.
are.
Yeah,
that
exactly.
demon thing was hysterical.
But if it crashes my game
Oh, it didn't. It's no Anthem.
or bricks my system,
It's not Anthem. Don't.
yeah.
Apex.
No,
Apex doesn't
Apex,
brick the
Greg.
system.
It has been known to have caused issues with some of the systems. yes.
Anthem.
You're thinking of Anthem.
Anthem is the one that you're talking about.
Are you
It starts.
sure?
Yes,
Yeah, it starts with
Anthem
an
is-
A. Yeah,
Anthem
okay.
is the one you're
I
talking
know.
All right.
I hooked on phonics, but still.
I thought somebody had mentioned Apex as well. But
No.
about. We've been talking about Apex, though. I mean,
We've been talking about Apex like nonstop. Like
So-
Apex is literally
and
been
we're
our
not the
heroine
only one
lately.
that. The
so.
Anthem has definitely been the one that's. Been
And you know
fucking
what?
shit up.
Speaking of
Yeah.
earlier, I talked about my friend Ross. He streams a lot, and we'll remind me. We need to put it on our link. Something to his streams.
Yeah.
To his channel.
Well, he's been streaming for Gamertag.
For Gamertag, he streams all the time, and lately there's been a lot of games that I've been watching through him because either I didn't get a review copy, or don't have the money to buy a copy, or don't want to buy a copy because
Yeah.
I'm too nervous to. One of them was Anthem. I watched him play Anthem, but it was funny to watch him play Anthem because I would say 60% of the time he was customizing his characters to look like other things.
Yeah.
Like he had like the Hulkbuster and all this kind of like,
Yeah.
you can do great customization. I hear there's going to be even more. And it has promise, but it has the same issue from everything I've seen that we were worried about it, that Destiny had, especially early Destiny,
Right.
was
Destiny wasn't as broken. as
post game.
Anthem.
Post game is
Well,
just-
post game. Well, okay. Anthem, from what I know, everything is post campaign. Like all the big stuff that you want to do and whatnot is post campaign. But the thing that's different from Anthem and Destiny is Destiny did not fuck people's shit up.
no,
Yeah.
and
And
even
brick
that,
stuff.
and I've heard back and forth like, no, it didn't. Yes, it did. No, it didn't. But I've
Or at least
seen,
I've never
I've
had
never
a
had
mass.
problems with it.
I've seen multiple reports on Twitter from people. I mean, take it with a grain of salt that their system got bricked. I've seen a couple people on my Facebook, one of which is a game developer, say he had issues.
Right.
So I'm going to lean with it probably was bricking people's systems somehow.
Yeah.
Or at least making them have to reboot, like hard reset their system.
It was tasking the system so hard that
So
caused
it
issues.
could be multiple issues. So, I mean, that's a shame because that was one of the games that, again, at
Looked
E3,
good.
I was blown away with. I was like, holy crap, I think I want this game, but I'm going to wait a week or two because I want to see what the
Yeah.
people say about post-game, because that's the thing that was a big deal for me. And, you know, you can't judge it by E3 stuff. So when you see stuff during any E3 or PAX or anything like that, you really can't judge
You
it.
take it with
Yeah.
a grain of salt.
Yeah.
And then as it progressively, like, more stuff comes out, that's when you get into it.
I mean, I would say probably the only games that you can pretty much 9 times out of 10 maybe, you know, go, okay, this is probably a good representation of the game, is some of the smaller indie games. Because you know they're not going to go with a much bigger budget. So,
It's either that or the big ones that the companies have
Yeah.
yet to fail.
yeah.
Right.
Rockstar, Naughty Dog,
Mm-hmm.
like, you know, Last of Us, Red Dead.
Yeah, and that's, and even,
Like, even though Red Dead has bugs and whatnot.
oh, it has the flying horse.
That game alone still is
Yeah.
phenomenal. God of War, Santa Monica.
Yeah,
I mean, they've
They've
had some
yeah.
okay stuff, but with God of War, at least,
Well,
there's
okay.
nail on the head.
Santa Monica's been around for a very long time.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. Rockstar has had some interesting things to say. Okay, like table tennis and some
I
other
was gonna
stuff.
say Manhunt.
Yeah, Manhunt. I mean,
Manhunt is
they
definitely
haven't
questionable.
always. I
Got rated A
well, it
eventually.
eventually.
That
Yeah,
turned
it was.
into
It's
rated
got a whole. It's got a whole long.
for
I
super
actually.
gory.
I actually have a lot of behind the scenes stuff of that we can talk about sometime. Might be a fun segment. Still, one of the coolest features though ever in a game for Manhunt is if you had the chat mic for the PS2, which very few people did, and you're playing Manhunt, it would whisper in your ear when you're about to kill someone, kill him, kill him, kill him. Like it was it made me
a
nervous.
schizophrenic thing.
Yeah, well, it made me really nervous, and also at the same time was right around when all this stuff was going on with gaming, with violence and gaming and stuff. And I was like, "Hey guys, look, I appreciate what you're doing here, but let's back off a little bit because
Manhunt did not help with that.
No. Well, when Manhunt had an entire scene that had genital mutilation that was in it, and which, by the way, must have looked very interesting on the PS2. So those polygons are pushing it on that one.
Genital mutilation.
Genital.
Oh.
Genital, like
Okay, that
genitals.
sounds-
Gentle.
Yes.
I'm gonna kill you with this butcher knife.
Exactly.
Hold on. Later on, I'm going to cut off your tail with gently with a feather. Yes, with a feather. It'll take a while, but I'll get that damn tail off. That doesn't sound right. Anyway, so we're going to move on.
You know what we didn't say though?
What?
The two games that have actually been outside of Apex that have been huge would be Resident Evil and Kingdom Hearts.
Yes, yeah, we did not touch on those, and we did play those. We did.
I'm still playing them.
We actually recorded a bunch of stuff for those.
Still need to finish that up.
Yeah, we do need to finish that up. I actually saw Kyle jump.
Yeah, that did
couple
happen.
times.
And today he jumped, by the way.
Oh, I did. Like that
He was over playing Apex,
and I looked one way.
He goes, wait, can I? He goes, damn it. He's looking on the map. He can see the group, the rest of the group on the other side. He's like, damn it, I'm really far away. Of course, I'm going to run into somebody. Of course.
I did say, I was like, I'm going to be the one that runs into a fucking group.
And then he
Lo
opens
and
the door.
behold.
Opens the door. There's a Pathfinder. He goes, "Ah!"
No, that's not how it happened. Okay, essentially, no. So I walked out, and there's a truck to the left. At first, the Pathfinder was not there, so I looked left, and I heard something. Looked right back. Pathfinder was standing there.
Oh my god! Oh my god! He transformed. He transformed.
Yeah, he
That's
did.
what it was.
And then the whole fucking the rest of the group came around the corner. I was like, "Fuck me!"
You got tag team pretty
I
hardcore.
totally fucking called it.
That's funny.
Kingdom Hearts, I have not finished.
Same, not finished.
And it's because it's probably going to be the last Kingdom Hearts, at least for another 20 years.
Forever.
So I've taken my time. I don't really care about beating it really quick. I didn't have to do it for review or anything, so it's like, I'll take my time. I will play it. Matt, our Matt, he
Was frustrated.
frustrated.
Yeah.
His biggest frustration with it was mostly the musical choices and the fact that there was so much Tangled and whatnot. But what I want to tell him, and Matt, if you're listening, you just had a little girl.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Get used to the Frozens and the Tangles, my friend.
He was also more confused at the end of the game
I can't.
I don't want to get
than
into
he
that.
was at the beginning.
I can't. I don't know how to say because I haven't beaten it. So
Yeah,
I don't know.
so-
I don't know
but-
what to look for saying that. So I have no say yet.
I've enjoyed Kingdom Hearts, but I will always say this: Kingdom Hearts makes absolutely no sense, no matter what. So I play Kingdom Hearts.
It does have a very integrated storyline.
It has
very complicated.
It's on the Venn diagram of nonsensical and what the fuck most of the time. So
It's still not the most confusing storyline. However,
No,
I
no.
still think Metal Gear has that wrapped.
See,
up.
now I understand Metal Gear.
That's so much because that's even within books. There's so much there too.
I know,
It's
but
it is a lot.
I understand Metal Gear more than I understand Kingdom Hearts. I'm sorry.
I can understand Kingdom
I mean,
Hearts.
okay, I will say though, Kingdom Hearts 3 does a good job, and I've played quite a bit of it. I just haven't beaten it yet. Kingdom Hearts 3 does such a good job though, in actually kind of filling in some of those gaps, like going. I mean, it doesn't totally retcon some of those stuff, but it kind of does in a way, and it kind of goes, okay, some of that stuff, yeah, okay, maybe it wasn't that important. The 9 by 9,468 whatever.
I'm trying to sing fucking Rent song. It's
Sounded like.
Yeah. So, but I mean, it's like it kind of does that somewhat in the game. It goes, okay, yeah, that stuff was kind of important, but not so much. Here, this is the stuff to pay attention to. Play this, and I'm kind of glad they did that because I kept saying, okay, I'm gonna go back and play the other games. I have the collections. I'm gonna go back and play it. Never did before 3, and you know what? I'm fine with it. I understand enough, and I'm cool. I remember enough. And I played all of them. I just don't really want to go back and play them all again and be confused even more.
I have so many games that I have collected that I still need to go through from start to finish. It's crazy.
Well, the thing that I've been doing, and I've been really trying hard, is like Tales. I have a ton of other games that I can play right now.
Yeah.
And I've been dabbling at them, and I've been playing them, and I've got some review games that I do have to play that we'll talk about in the upcoming episodes. But I'm like, no. I'm not going to start another JRPG. I'm not going to start something else. I'm going to finish Tales, and I'm going to move on. And I'm trying really hard to do that. It's hard, especially since I've been reviewing games and playing games on a semi-professional level, like as far as reviewing and whatnot, not MLG stuff. But like I've been doing that for so long, you get kind of ADD with playing games, and anyone who's ever done that can agree with it. You kind of go, "Oh, I got to move on. I got to catch up to what everyone else is doing so I can talk about it." And I do try to do that, but it's been kind of nice not doing the show a little bit for that reason, that I can kind of play games as I want to. And I don't know how much it's going to change, especially with us starting to change over to a new kind of slightly different format. I'll still try to keep up, or have somebody on that has kept up with some of the games. And it's not all definitely play the same games too sometimes.
Right.
So I think that'll be the easier way. So this is running a little longer than I wanted to on the what's in your system. So that's pretty much gonna be most of the show. I had a couple things of news.
Well, there was a lot of games since then.
Yeah, there wasn't really... Well, this is the funny time of year, too. We're kind of a few months before the pre-E3 crap starts. So, a lot of gaming news isn't really... There's not a heck of a lot right now. It's mostly movie and TV and that kind of stuff. I mean, like, Arrow announced that next season will be its last.
Let's say final season.
It's its final season. It'll be 10 episodes. Well, I mean, okay, I just got the whoop-de-doo from Kyle. But I mean, it's kind of a... It's kind there with you. Well, okay, you never liked it to begin with, Mike.
I mean, I like
well, because you're so hung up on Smallville, so...
I liked the first 2 seasons, and then it just fucking took off to stupid.
No,
I just couldn't get into it.
Well, okay, I kind of knew the writing was on the wall for Arrow when... CW, though, ratings you don't really look at, because CW renew really badly rated stuff, and... So I was figuring Arrow was going to go into like 10 seasons. I really thought it was going to hit in that territory. Mm-hmm. But then this season, their crossover event is leading into Secret Wars, and they announced Secret Wars for next season. It was a multi-crossover event between all the CW shows.
And Secret Wars is Marvel. You're talking Infinite Crisis.
Infinite Years. Yeah. Anyway, Crisis. Sorry, I've been reading Secret Wars.
Get fucked!
I know. Okay, the one comic book thing he gets right. So
that's true.
Get fucked! Yeah. Actually, I've been reading a lot of stuff about Secret Wars, and that's the reason why. Anyway, so I'm glad they're giving it 10 episodes, though. Maybe a smaller season, and it's all kind of compact, and it's no filler, and it's a good end to the show. Mm-hmm. But I'm damn sure Arrow's dying. Like, I'm going to put that out there. Like, I'm damn sure he's dying. And they're setting it up for some other stuff. So, especially, well, I kind of had this feeling when I saw on the TV upfronts, which is the time of year they do it usually about twice a year. They announce the stuff that's getting canceled or coming up and all that kind of stuff. I'd love to go one year, but they announced that Batwoman would be getting her own series, and I'm like, there can't be a Daredevil. There can't be a Arrow and Batwoman TV series. They're too close. They're that dark, gritty, vigilante stuff. They're not going to have those two shows on at the same time. So, because if you look at all the CW shows, they're all different.
Yeah,
like each one of them kind of has a different feel. So, other than that, I really think we should probably go into our review of Captain Marvel, and then we'll end things off. The first part, no spoilers or very little spoilers. and then we'll end the show, say our goodbyes and all that kind of stuff.
Goodbye.
And then we'll go. Then we're gonna go straight into like let the music end, all that kind of stuff. And then if you want to get into the spoil part, it'll be at the end of the show, like after the show's over.
So I've got one spoiler real quick.
Oh no! Not till we actually get to that part because I'm not editing it like that. I will kill you.
She kicks a lot of ass.
Okay, that's not a spoiler. Everyone
Get fucked!
so okay. Let's start off with our Captain Marvel review. Dun, dun, dun! Insert music here. So, Captain Marvel. Okay,
Marvel.
Marvel, yes. Spoilers.
No, not really. Okay. First, let me say I like the movie a lot. I thought all the hubbub surrounding it, all of the controversy, a lot of it was just bollocks. Like, it was just...
The whole thing was.
Well, I mean, okay, none of the whole, like, stuff about her being women and all that stuff was bullshit about being a woman. And, you know, it's all bullshit that anybody has a problem with it.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, Mike was looking at me like, what the fuck? No,
Yeah,
I wasn't saying...
where you were going.
Yeah, no, I wasn't saying it's like, yeah, no. The legitimate complaints I can see about the movie, I understand some of them. Like, it's really weird how the movie does feel like a Phase 1 movie. Like,
Yeah.
it really does.
It's a prequel.
I know, okay, yeah, but at the same time, we've kind of, like, elevated the Marvel movies. Like, we had Phase 1, which were all okay. Those are all, you go back and watch them and like, they're okay. They started
They're good
this
at
off.
the time.
They're good at the time.
Yeah.
They started off. And then you get Phase 2, which, let's face it, Phase 2, it was a hit or miss on some of those movies. It was a hit or mix.
Age of Ultron.
Yeah, and
Sucked.
I don't say it sucked, but it wasn't the greatest one. Like, it wasn't the worst Marvel movie. Like, we'll probably do it. We'll probably sit down after Avengers Endgame and probably do a segment where we actually rate all the movies at some point.
That'd be nice.
But I would definitely say this is better than a lot of those. A lot of the. I would probably put it maybe midway, maybe a little bit higher through the series, because there's a lot of really good Marvel movies.
Yeah.
There's a lot of really, like, it's setting it up though, and setting the character up for probably a badass sequel.
Right.
And I absolutely, like, the stuff that people were having complaints about, Brie Larson, all that kind of stuff, I had no problem with her. I thought she was fine.
No, she was fine. She was great. Actually.
I thought it was a great movie, and it did what it needed to do. It brought a new character. It kind of basically inserted the character into the timeline.
Yeah.
It had to, which is a daunting task already. Because you think there's 10 years and 20 some odd Marvel movies.
Yeah.
All this timeline, they're having to just kind of, okay, here's that character, let's put it right here. That was hard to begin with, to do that.
Yeah.
And if you go back and look, in some of the biggest mistakes in the Marvel movies have been having to world build.
Yeah.
And you're kind of having to world build with her. Because you have stuff that's already created, like what's it called? The Kree. You already had the Kree.
Yes.
But you had to build the Skrull.
Yes.
And you had to, which isn't a spoiler, they talk about him on the trailer. Yeah, I know. But you're also adding certain actors and certain characters, like, bringing in Fury and Agent Carter, not Agent Carter, Coulson.
Agent Carter.
Yeah,
Man, she came a long way.
Spoiler alert. No, but which, by the way, I've been watching that too. So yeah, that stuff's all sticking with me. But the action was great. She was great. I don't know. I didn't really have a problem with the movie.
I did not have a problem at all.
The only problem I had was it didn't feel as fun and as some of the current phase movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it didn't quite have...
Like you said, that was my thing. Like, I think it's pretty good. I liked it. I felt like it was out of the timeline of... They should have put it at a different time. That's why, of course, when you say it's a prequel, yeah, it's a prequel, but that's my philosophy about prequel. It's hard to do a prequel when it's already so far in.
Exactly, yeah.
I mean, you're 10,
that's what
you're 10 years in and 20-something movies.
So
that was a huge...
Yeah.
Also,
and this took place, like 20 years before?
Yeah, 23...
it started doing stuff to set up Guardians, and I was like, man, the first Guardians was forever ago.
So it sets up a lot of things, and it's kind of cool in that way, and I'm kind of wondering when you go back and rewatch it, like, because I think I was talking to Kyle after we saw the movie. I was wondering, like, should we watch it in the order of the years that it's supposed to take place, like watch it in chronological order, or should we watch it as the movies actually came out?
I would do chronologically.
Well, it's kind of one of those things like what was the machete cut of Star Wars?
Yeah, Star Wars machete.
You know, where you watch you watch them where you learn about you watch like what 1 and 2 first.
No, it's 4, 5, and
4,
2,
5,
3, 6.
Yeah, and that way you see
episode 1 completely gone.
Somebody made a small cut on YouTube you could watch. That way it fills in the.
It's pretty much unimportant to the entire story arc.
Darth Maul's the biggest scene in that anyway.
Darth Maul was the only good part.
But I mean,
Darth Maul's the best.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that with this, though. I mean, do you watch it knowing? Especially if you like, let's say 10 years, 20 years from now, okay, when you go to show it to someone that hasn't seen it, do you show them that now in the chronological order?
I would, yeah,
because that might spoil a few surprises, or do you know what I mean? Like, and we'll get more to that in the thing. But again,
without giving spoilers away,
the pre-spoiler part of this, all that, we enjoyed it. We'll get more into it when we get into the spoilers in just a second. So let me go into our final thoughts, and we will end the show, our first show in forever. So
the arms of the angel,
and the arms of the angel, not 30 seconds.
First off, wasn't even fucking singing it.
I know. So please don't even. So guys. Everybody out there listening, thank you for listening. It's been a very hard and bumpy road. I think that's a song too, isn't it? I think it is. Yeah.
In the arms
of an angel. All I can think of is the
flower.
Any of the commercials that wants me to give money
for
animals and people and others. They're different people too, and I get really depressed when I hear that song. Yeah, it's just like I just
adopt a hoe.
Adopt old fogey.
Yeah, so anyway, it's been a very long...
Adopt an old fogey.
Oh, I thought you said adopt an old Fergie.
Well, we're talking like the royalty, or the singer. So.
Take your pick.
You just shop of Fergies.
Fergie.com.
Is that what they call like a bunch of Fergies together? Like a flock of seagulls is a shop of Fergies? Yeah.
It's either that or would you rather be in Naboobian?
In Naboobian, yes. So, from Naboo. So, anyway, it has been a very rough road to get here, but I'm very happy to be back. And there's something that we have coming up that I'm really happy about and excited because... we didn't get to do it last year because they didn't have it.
Are we talking about AggieCon?
We are talking about AggieCon. So if you happen to be in the Bryan College Station area on the
22nd to the 24th, so Friday through Sunday.
So if you happen to be in Texas in general,
March.
Actually, you know what? Screw that. You're anywhere in the world. Book a flight right this second. Stop what you're doing.
Come see us.
You know what?
Booth 11.
Make sure you feed your children and all that stuff first, and that's fine. But afterwards, book a flight. Find a sitter, or bring them. I don't care. I'll say hi to your little kids, and just come to Bryan College Station, Texas.
Oh man, I won't be there. But what y'all should do is put a body pillow and just put my picture there.
Oh, we should do, or at least a picture. We'll just
we miss thee.
We'll pin a scanned picture like on a pillow. That'll be the easiest thing to do.
That's what I did for Brooke for
Yeah.
her birthday, except it was Michael Myers.
That was great.
I put it all over the house.
So
was amazing.
that was an amazing birthday. So yeah, we're gonna be at AggieCon, and I'm excited because we have a booth. A booth.
I was about to say,
booth?
did we just get fucking Canadian?
A booth.
We've got a booth.
That's what you have to say. Don't you know that? So yeah, we have a booth, and I'm
Table number 11.
Tabor.
Tabor.
Oh, it's the end of the podcast. You know that when I start like talking like I have mashed potatoes in my mouth. I'm excited, especially since it is the first. I mean, E3, I had dropped some weight, but I wasn't like, I think it was only
You
like
weren't
30,
as you
40
are now,
pounds,
no.
I think by then.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is my first, outing as like the half the man I used to be.
Mm-hmm.
So it's interesting. And if you come by, we'll talk, get pictures, all that kind of stuff. And I'm going to try really hard to have a couple of codes to give away. I've been talking to a few people. So, and we're going to plan a few things to do. Like, we're not just going to be static and boring. We're going to plan something. Even if it's a conga line. Like, we're going to be doing something. And there's going to be several of us there. And I'm excited. Unfortunately, Kyle's not going to be there.
I need my picture.
So, the Australian girl that keeps talking about you will probably fly from Australia, come down to see you, and you will not be there. So,
Yeah. Good job, Kyle.
good job, Kyle. Instead, he wants to go to Disney World.
I
Yeah.
go fucking figure. I want a life outside of
It
Texas.
was very. I felt really bad though when I told Kyle that the announcement for Galaxy's Edge, the Star Wars land, got announced, the date, and it's in August.
Wah, wah.
He's
Yeah.
yeah,
I was like, oh,
but you know what?
mother
I can tell you
becker.
this. I can tell you this as someone. And longtime listeners know that I used to work for Disney and actually worked at Disney World. I know. If you're playing the Fathergamer drinking game, you can take a drink now. August is one of the worst times to go to Disney World anyway.
Yeah.
It's super crowded
And
already, hot. Like those poor.
That's when we
Those
went.
poor Nabubians.
July.
They're going to be sweating out from those poor like Ewoks and all those. Like Chewie's gonna be sweating
gonna say the
like a
Wookiees, for
freaking
sure.
microwave oven from the inside out. He's gonna be cooking. Like it's
They have air
We
conditioning,
chose
but
a
it's
good
still
time.
not
It's not
exactly.
great.
Yeah.
I think we chose a good time. As long as it's not spring break over there when we go.
well, there's spring break everywhere, and I mean, there's always spring break somewhere this time of year.
But in Florida in general, the ones that
Yeah.
are just constant,
it's not a bad timing. I mean,
it won't be as crazy.
you're
as
right on
sunny.
you're right on the cusp of where it's annoying, and it's not too hot either. So the worst case scenario is getting some kind of bad storm or something. So
That's true.
yeah. But there, it honestly, that's one thing you learn if you move to Florida. And hey, Florida friends, one of the things you learn about Florida is pretty much from about now on, it starts raining every day for a little while, at least an hour, 30 minutes. And then you run out when it's a little bit cooler and make sure you do everything before it starts to warm up again. So
I remember those days. I used to live there.
me too. But anyway, so that's enough about me.
I did.
Let's talk more about me. So you can find my social media stuff at Fathergamer on Twitter and Instagram. You can also find Mike's social media stuff at Silverhawks, no vowels, on Twitter and Instagram and
Facebook even.
Facebook. And I know there's other stuff, but we'll have to look for that somewhere. But yeah, you can find Mike on those particular social media sites.
Yes.
And then you can find Kyle.
MetalX25 for Twitter. Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah.
For now.
You're on
You're on
Instagram.
Instagram now.
I know I'm on Instagram. I fucking forget.
You know what?
about
You know
it.
what? You can post stuff when you're at
Kyle
Disney.
Carr.
That's true. Is it?
I think it's Kyle the Car.
No, it's KJ Skywalker 25, asshole.
So you can tell Kyle does a lot of social media, so that
I
much that we
suck
know.
at it right now.
You
but
do.
I am going to get ready to set up my own Twitch, and I'll let y'all know when that's
Okay.
happening. Spot. Then you could watch me bitch at Overwatch.
So, and I'm currently setting up some more stuff for streaming, and yeah, like we're getting back into the Father Gamer thing, full tilt, and like like I said, it's been a big rumpy road.
Rumpy road.
It's been a big bumpy road, but we're back. So, guys, thank you so much for listening. Thank you for supporting us all this time, and thank you all the people out there though that knew what was going on and would reach out. I mean, I had everybody from game developers to all long-time listeners to just great friends reach out. Some of them are in between. So thank you so much for doing that, and thank you too for putting up with a lot of my stuff the last months.
My body and you
They got sexy.
Come on, baby, let me know.
They got a lot of that. Me basically walking around doing that all the time.
True story.
True story.
Apparently it's a true story.
Yeah, it was a true story.
Well, it's a true story, Mike.
Now, Will, okay, Asmian thinks there's one thing, though. When you did come to visit me, it was shortly after my surgery. I was thinking about this the other day, because I was thinking about, we're almost hitting the year mark, right? Mm-hmm. And I was thinking of good stuff and bad stuff, and I was remembering when I first got diagnosed as a diabetic years ago, right after we left from the hospital, my wife and kids took me to a place where I had ice cream. They were like, "Oh yeah, my bad." And I actually got so mad, I walked out of the car. I just got out of the car and just walked away to Walmart. And I had something similar. And I know you did not mean anything bad by it, Mike, but I found it so funny thinking about it. You came over, it was like a week or so after I had my surgery, and you brought like a Subway sandwich. And you sat right next to me. Do you remember this?
Yeah, I do.
And I was like, I was trying to be very nice to you. I was like, Mike. And you went to the bathroom or something, and I was like, you're going to have to tell him I'm going to kill him. I'm going to put that Subway sandwich bag over his head. I can't smell it. Like, it's hurting my stomach. Like, everything was just hurting. Because at that time, I was eating literally an ounce of protein shake every couple hours. That's the most I could eat.
Yeah.
And it was like, I was under 300 calories, 400 calories a day for the first, 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I was like, that Subway sandwich almost ended your life. So, all those kind of stories and whatnot, I do want to share. I think that's a great thing to talk about on our YouTube, so make sure to check out our YouTubes. At some point, we'll have that up. So, everyone, thank you for listening. It really means a lot to me, and I'm so grateful for all of you, and so are these guys. So, again, thank you so much, and achieve greatness. Okay, so now we spoil. So, first of all, first thing, the scrolls. Okay, so leading up to Captain Marvel, we saw the scrolls were going to be that. We're like, secret invasion! Kind of thing, right? Like, it's going to lead up to the secret invasion. And those that are listening that know that, they know about where the scrolls infiltrate, like, all facets of Earth, like, pretty much all around, and start trying to take over.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
they're the ones that create the Inhumans.
Yeah. Well, no, the Kree make the Inhumans.
Oh, I'm sorry, you said scrolls, my bad.
Yeah. So, okay, so...
Dumbass.
So we were kind of like, okay, they're the bad guys. Which, I'm so glad they really weren't, and I'm so glad, and I can't remember his name, he's actually a really good actor, but he always plays a bad guy. The guy is Ready Player One, I could not think of his name, ends up playing the main Skrull, and
he's fucking hilarious.
He gets to use his own New Zealand accent, which is great. Which, by the way, he's so much friendlier sounding in his New Zealand accent, because his American, he just comes off as, like, kind of douchey in a way anyway, so that's great. But yeah, so they end up being basically refugees.
Yeah.
From the bad Kree, and
because their planet got taken over, and they
basically
fought and left.
So a lot of when you go online, you read about it, and people are talking about it. A lot of the stuff was like, okay, wait, so do we just? It's sort of like if you watched Star Trek back in the day, the Klingons are always the bad guys.
Right.
And then all of a sudden in Next Generation...
They're not so bad.
They're not so bad. So, but that kind of neutered the Klingons. That's why they pretty much had to create the Borg at that point. And so... it was
Romulans were still
yeah. You still had that kind of stuff. You still had other
But,
characters, and you had other characters, and I mean other species. But the big bad was always the Klingon.
Yeah,
like
big bad
especially in the early movies and whatnot. I mean, for God's sakes, it killed his son and the whole except for Khan, that was pretty much
Man, what a weird turn into Captain Marvel.
Well, it's space. it's space. It's aliens.
Space!
And it's
The final frontier. Yeah. So, also, I've been watching a shit ton of
Those
Star
were the
Trek.
Voyagers.
Wow, what a bunch of
all the
nerds.
Marvel.
I know. Hey, no, dude. Weird. I
What a bunch
recently.
of
It's kind of
losers.
funny with how Marvel has kind of slowly become more into the space realm, which in the comics it always had the galactic stuff going on,
Yes.
and then it had your Defenders and you had all that kind of stuff. So I'm excited to see more of that stuff, and now that they're gonna own Fantastic Four and they can bring in Silver Surfer and Galactus,
and
and
actually
all that
have
kind
a
of
really good Fantastic Four film.
stuff. Well, we'll see.
I would be grateful for that.
I don't want a Fantastic Four film. I want Fantastic Four in a movie with other characters.
Oh, no,
first.
I agree with
yeah,
that.
I don't think they let's
I think
prove,
it's been tarnished.
yeah,
too
let's
much.
prove
Yes.
that these characters can exist. Period.
Exactly.
And then we'll make a movie with them.
Yeah.
But they do set up really well for Galactus and Silver Surfer, and that's the thing with Captain Marvel, and that's the thing that I did feel a little bit there was a little bit of world building that did make it feel more like Phase 1, and that was one of the reasons.
Right.
Is they had to do an origin story and then they had to world build.
Yeah.
And so it was kind of nice that they went ahead and made the Skrulls not bad.
Yeah.
That builds on something. You feel foundation for something.
They had a reason for what they were doing.
Well, and one of my things is, I know y'all had to catch some of this. Okay. So the scene, and I noticed people have been posting this, but I did send, I think, you a message about it first, and then I noticed other people are sent, maybe Tara by accident, but still, I did send a message about it. So, okay, you know the scene where, is it Talon? What's his name? Talos? Whatever, the scroll?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Talos.
He says, cover our daughter's eyes when they're leaving.
Yeah.
And then he kills the Kree soldier.
Right.
But her eyes get uncovered.
Yeah.
And I thought so, and other people online have said so too. She gets kind of a slight, almost smile on her face. It's very slight,
I'll have to watch that
like her
again.
eyes light up kind of
Yeah.
thing. And I'm like, huh. And so if you know
Character
anything with Secret
building.
Invasion, you know any of that kind of stuff, ends up becoming a queen for the Skrull. And I can see, and there's a whole thing with predictions and all this kind of stuff, what could happen with the Skrulls, and they have all these testaments and all this kind of stuff. And basically, they at some point they think that they have to take over Earth for some reason.
Yeah.
And she ends up becoming their leader. And I'm like, I wonder if they're
Potentially,
setting her up. And if you think it's 20 something years, 20,
It's they said something like, I want to say it was something like 20 years.
it's over.
Yeah.
It's over 20, 23, 24 years
Yeah.
by the time she comes back for Endgame.
Yeah.
So,
If I remember correctly, because it was like the 80s or 90s
it was 90s. It was
during
90s.
that process,
Oh.
during the film.
No, 90s. It was
Yeah.
90s. It's totally 90s because Nine Inch Nails. It was.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, thank
it
you.
was Nine Inch Nails and Blockbuster,
Yeah.
and oh no, dude,
Yeah, so
it
it
was
was 90s, yeah.
That was my romping grounds. That was
Yeah.
my time. So that soundtrack, I gotta first say that soundtrack it was great. The stuff I liked though about the movie was it was very much an empowerment film.
Yeah.
And that was where some people took issue with the movie.
A lot of people.
A lot of people.
Well,
I wouldn't say some.
a select few.
No.
of social
Very
media.
loud, select few on social media. Unfortunately, it wasn't a few enough though.
That's
that was
what
a
I'm
problem.
saying, yeah.
The problem though is those people had a problem with the movie before it even was released.
Exactly.
I understand they had some issues with what was said by some of the people that made the movie, and I could see how some of that could be
Interpreted wrong.
and but I don't agree with the reaction. It is a
Right.
movie. It's a movie.
Yeah.
It's a movie. It's not two. Okay, it's a movie about a woman who's strong. Okay.
Yeah.
Like, that's
There's nothing
awesome.
wrong with that.
No, it's awesome. And you know what? It is an empowerment movie because every superhero movie should be an empowerment movie to a degree. Because it is a movie about somebody that becomes stronger than life. Mm-hmm. And everybody wants to look up on that screen at least once and go, that kind of reminds me of me.
Yeah.
Like, and so that's great. That is a great thing. That is not a bad thing.
They found a way to overcome the obstacles that they were presented with as a child
and the thing
or
is,
teenager and so on.
The big point with this was she didn't have to prove herself.
Yeah.
And that is a problem that a lot of people, women especially, have a problem in the workplace proving. They have to doubly prove themselves. And that was a great thing to show. Right. It's like when not Marvel, whatever his name is.
Marvel.
He's supposed to be Marvel, but he ended up not being Marvel. Jude Law. When he's like, fight me.
Gone Rogue.
Yeah, when he's like, you fight me without your powers. And she's like, no, I don't have to prove shit to you. Like, that was great. The moment that she gets her powers and she powers up for the first time, like hardcore, like Super Saiyan like version of herself, and they play "I'm Just a Girl." Dude, I got goosebumps. No, I'm like, that is great. Yeah, like. I am a dad of 3 daughters. I grew up with very strong women in my life. And I want representation of that in there. You know what? I have Thor. I have the Hulk. I have, for God's sakes, I've got Captain America. I've got all this. It doesn't change that, people.
Yeah.
It doesn't change the fact that you have all those characters. So, you know what? Give it up. Like, I'm the first to admit, I hate it when they take a character and like completely change it.
Yeah.
Because I feel like they should create something new. And Captain Marvel, when you read the comics, yes, there was earlier Captain Marvels. Hell, Shazam was Captain Marvel if you really want to get technical. Before
on the DC side.
On the DC side, before DC lost the rights to the name Captain Marvel. Yeah, and then there was Marvel and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, it goes on forever. But I think around 2006, 2008, this version was created because originally she was Miss Marvel.
Yeah.
So, and then now there's another Miss Marvel, which is an amazing character too, and I can't wait to
I need to finish reading those, by the way.
I can't wait to see her on film.
That would be freaking awesome to see her.
I keep hearing her and Squirrel Girl in a movie together, and I'm cool. They're in the animated series.
It's an animated film, yeah.
But there's actually talk of them being together in the actual live action universe.
Oh, really?
So, yeah.
Nice.
So, but there's always talk. But overall, like, I liked more than I actually didn't really dislike anything.
I didn't like. I was about to say I didn't like anything. I did not dislike anything.
I just felt the only thing I felt was it did suffer a little on pacing and whatnot and just the scope of the movie having to be what it was, like introducing such a huge character.
There was a lot of stuff that they.
Because think about it. Let's think about it, right? Okay, let's say DC would do something like this, but they wouldn't have done it as good as. Well, DC's been rolling pretty good the last 2 movies, it sounds like. But with Aquaman and
they're getting better.
And Shazam is getting amazing early reviews. But if DC tried to go in and go, hey, let's make a Superman movie last before Justice League. Let's bring Superman in at the very end. Like we made a Flash movie, we made Aquaman, hell. Because there's Ant-Man movie on Marvel's side. We made fucking Elastic Man movie, like the equivalent.
I need Booster Gold in my life.
Booster Gold movie. Oh yeah, you know what? We haven't made a Superman. Let's make a Superman movie right before we drop the 10-year wait for a giant storyline. Let's do that. Hey, you over there, go direct this and make it. I would have been like, if that would have been me, I would have been like, well, yes, I would do it. But I would have been but my ass would have puckered pretty hard. Like, and I would have been like, oh, good God, it's gonna
make or break.
Yeah. And I'm really happy with what we got.
Yeah.
I mean, Brie Larson, I thought was fine. I thought she was great. I want to see more of like her character though. Like, I do want to see more of that character building a little bit, because that is a problem you'll find with like any of those OP characters. It's hard to write them.
Yeah.
And now that she's basically the OP version of Captain Marvel almost, it's going to be harder to write her and to humanize her. And so they've got to figure out a way to do that in the future.
Yeah.
But what really shined in the movie and really helped her out with so much world building was the fact that they brought in characters that we knew. Sam Jackson.
Yeah.
And making him look freaking
young,
30 years younger.
Really young.
And which was a great process. Like it was they did a fantastic job with that. And it's sad.
It's like back in the Pulp Fiction days.
It's sad. It's sad.
Chips.
It's sad though when Marvel does that for this, but in Justice League, that damn mustache scene, the mustache that they had to, because
I forget whose character was.
Superman, Henry Cavill. Henry Cavill had that mustache for Mission Impossible, and so they had to go. They did reshoots. They couldn't do reshoots, which I think is so funny. But that terrible CGI. Like you could, my 7-year-old niece could tell,
right?
That was CGI'd, and so they turn around. We're like 3 years later, and you have like a 30-year-old Sam Jackson.
Yeah.
So that's kind of badass. I mean, hell, you even had a younger Coulson.
Yeah. Coulson was younger too. Yeah.
But you could tell with Coulson though, like if you look at him on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and now he's
not much
different. Like he really hasn't aged much.
Yeah.
But he's also a lot younger than Sam Jackson.
He's a lot younger. Yeah.
I think he's
pretty damn old.
I think he's like maybe 20, 30 years younger than Sam Jackson, because Sam Jackson's like 70. And I don't think Coulson might be 50 max.
Maybe.
Yeah. So, but I don't know. I really like the movie a lot, and I'm excited to see more. We need an entire movie based on Goose.
Goose is
Goose.
The cat.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was going to say we need more Goose.
Yeah, that's something he says all the time, which is weird. Before the movie, he was walking around saying that. We need more Goose. And he would just clap his hands. We need more Goose.
Goose in my life.
And I was just like, okay.
Because I was actually just about to bring him up.
Yeah, Goose was great. Again, Talos, or whatever his name is, he's a fantastic. We didn't really see hilarious. A lot of Marvel. Like, Annette Bening was Marvel. That was a shocker. It was a gender swap, because originally Marvel was a dude, so that's why everyone thought Jude Law was going to be Marvel.
I'm trying to remember who Marvel was.
Marvel was the one who gave Miss Marvel or Captain Marvel, whatever, at the time, the powers. I think like blood transfusion or something. I don't remember the entire thing.
No, she got hit by the
rays,
energy ray.
Yeah, but there was some
the energy wave of the engine.
A strand of Marvel's hair.
Yes,
but Marvel
and then became the Hulk. What? I don't know.
Marvel was the lady, right?
Totally.
Yeah, but in the comics, Marvel wasn't a lady.
Yeah.
Marvel was a guy. That's why everyone thought Jude Law's character was Marvel.
Kudos to anyone who got my reference.
What?
Because it was totally.
What was it?
A My Hero Academia reference.
Oh yeah.
He eats the hair and he gets the power.
You say I'm nerdy. Thank you very much.
I'm just saying.
I know.
You didn't catch that shit.
Hey, I've got it figured right next to me.
I know.
My
that's
Hero.
why
So I
I'm
love
upset.
that show. Anyway, and that's a great superhero thing that we'll get into sometime.
Yeah, she pretty much got hit by, like, according to this story arc,
gamma ray.
She got hit by cosmic rays from the engine.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Yeah, it's.
Story of my life. I do it and I die.
Yeah, right. I've been bitten by.
Like a second. Man.
I've been bitten by lots of spiders. Have yet to get any power, but I've lost a few limbs. So it's overall.
Lose your fourth limb, you can ask why.
Is it the best? Yes. Is it the best of the Marvel movies? No. Is it the worst of the Marvel movies? No. Is it the middle? Not quite, maybe a little bit above middle.
I was going to say above middle for sure.
It's definitely in the best of the Phase 1. Like it's in the top like 4 of the Phase 1 movies.
It's great.
And then maybe overall, it's definitely in top 10 of 20 movies. I would say. Maybe it's really hard because you have
I'm going to have the list.
It's really hard because you have
before I say
you've got Winter Soldier, you've got you've got
Ragnarok.
I
think that's actually my favorite.
Which, by the way, the director, he a lot of people don't know this, but some people don't know this. He did What We Do in the Shadows.
Yeah.
He actually has a Time Bandits TV show coming out. Did you ever see? You remember Time Bandits? Yeah.
I know Time Bandits.
Yeah, so it's great. Anyway, so we're gonna go ahead and end this episode because it's getting very nerdy. So it's getting late. So let us know what you thought about Captain Marvel. Which is your favorite Marvel movie? Let us know on on any of our socials, and we'll talk back about it. And just don't be a nasty a-hole like so much of the internet was for a while there. Because you know what?
It
still is. Yeah. Well, Rotten Tomato went through and kind of like said, okay, these people haven't even seen the movie yet, and like cut a ton of people out of the aggregate score. So it went from like a 40 to like an 80 almost, like almost overnight.
That was good of them to do.
Yeah. And, but I mean, that also leads into some other issues too. But as far as the other thing could happen,
the way that they were arguing about it, they needed to be careful.
Yeah, no, I understand that. No, I completely agree with that because you know how I feel. Like I got really angry and heated about that because I still get like you bring up Ghostbusters and
the new one,
when the fallout from that happened, I was one of the most angry people in the world. I was incredibly angry, and it wasn't at the movie. I thought the movie was fine. It wasn't at the movie
at all. The movie
it was at the terrible people that were saying horrible things to the actors.
One of the main actress.
Well, all of the actors.
Yeah.
But specifically one. And, look at Star Wars. Whether you like or hate something.
Yeah.
If you're going to say something mean, do what my grandma used to say. Keep it to yourself. It's not constructive. And we're not all the gatekeepers for all the fandom. I like Star Trek. Star Trek can change. Look at Discovery. Like, I've seen everything Star Trek. And they turn around and they make Discovery. At first, it was a little rough for me. Because it was like, whoa, these Klingons don't look like Klingon to me.
Yeah.
And now, Star Trek is a must-watch show every week for me when it comes on. Like, it's actually made me, the new season has made me go back and rewatch the first season of the original show.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Like, because they're bringing up characters, and Pike and all that, like, great stuff. So, I know that has nothing to do with Captain Marvel, but what does have to do with Captain Marvel is things change, fandom changes. You're not always going to like things. And yes, I know Brie Larson and some other people said this movie's not for you necessarily. And you know what? Not everything is going to be for you.
Right.
Not everything is meant for you. There are characters that we all love, but there's not always situations that things are going to be made for you. I love Batman. I'm not going to go watch the Tinker Toy Batman Hour. Like, that's not meant for me. I mean, they're just going to be projects and stuff that aren't meant for everybody.
Yeah. I'm not going to go rewatch Batman and Robin. Or Batman Forever.
Why? Oh, yeah, those movies.
More specifically Batman
Forever.
Yeah,
those are terrible. Both of them are bad.
Nice to meet you.
No, those are meant for nobody.
Oh my gosh, this guy's fucking stupid.
Those are meant for Schulmacher who made them.
I'm reading some of like the reviews on Metacritic for Miss. And one of those guys talking about like how he's like, worst of all is how they massacred the origin story of Captain Marvel. ... A man. If he honestly, he's a fucking idiot because Captain Marvel is Shazam. And that's DC.
That's DC.
Yeah.
He's a fucking
completely different.
He's a fucking idiot.
Well, there was a male Captain Marvel at one point. There was in the Marvel universe. But
clearly, who gives a shit?
You know what?
Captain Marvel's a man. I don't remember that, but
it's
fine.
Really far a long time ago because there was Captain Marvel and Miss Marvel, and
then of course he's trying to relate the Miss Marvel as being a Pakistani, and that's why she's not named Miss Marvel. He's being
that's stupid.
Yeah, he's being an idiot.
Stupid. He's being an idiot.
He's being a racist. Is what he's being.
Yeah, I know.
And a sexist. Wow,
Ms.
double
Marvel's
thread.
Freaking awesome.
Yeah,
I've been reading her comic.
It's great.
There is a lot of negative reviews, but
there's a lot of negative. But I mean,
I'm sure it's a lot of dumbasses, but it's okay. I like reading
dumbasses. Okay, one of the things that I recently SNL just had a great skit, and they had I can't think of his name on, but they had a great skit where they were Idris Elba was on it. And they had a game show where they were actors, the three people that were on the game show.
Yeah.
And they had to answer questions about parts that they were able to take, like based on race or based on physical ability and whatnot.
Right.
And he goes, "Oh," Idris Elba's character's like, "Oh, this should be easy." And they're like, yes, but this game show is brought to you by Twitter. And, and I suggest go online if you can. I know some regions it's weird, so I'll watch some of the SNL stuff. Go online and see that. It's Idris Elba anyway. Because the end, they ask him, can you play James Bond? And he goes, oh, I know that answer. And he goes, do you? And they ended the sketch. But I suggest, honestly, keep an open mind about stuff. Go see something. If you don't like it, that's fine. That's your prerogative. But one of the things that I hate worst, one of the worst things that I see online, not the worst things, but one of the things that pisses me off, because there's plenty of worse things.
Yeah.
One of the things that pisses me off the worst is when somebody says, I like this movie, and somebody goes, it's overrated. That's basically saying to that person, you're an idiot, you're stupid,
right?
You don't know what you're talking about. I do.
Yeah.
And you know what? No, they like it. I like, okay.
Big butts you cannot lie.
I do like those. And, yeah, but I like The Greatest Showman.
Right.
Okay, for me, it's one of those movies that, like, when I'm bummed or something and I need inspiration, it's a great thing of inspiration. Do I know the true history of P.T. Barnum? Yes. He was not that great of a guy. Like, the Wolverine version of P.T. Barnum and the version of the real guy is not the same thing. And I understand where some people have issues with that, whatever. But the movie itself, on its merits, I enjoy it.
Yeah.
You go on Metacritic, and it's like a 58.
Right.
But you ask anybody that I know that's actually seen the movie, and they love it.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, like I said, if you like the movie, hated the movie, whatever, talk to us about it, but let's have a great conversation. Let's not be assholes, okay?
Yeah.
So thank you for listening. Thank you for listening to the whole episode if you got to this point. That's awesome. And again, come to AggieCon so we can talk about stuff. So thank you for listening. Again, as always, achieve greatness.